So next we talk about dynamic forces. Okay. So any physical phenomena can be influenced by a number of forces. So those forces are, the first force is the inertia force. Okay. So this force is due to motion of the fluid particles. Okay. This is due to motion of fluid particles. It is represented by Fi and is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay. Now further I can write mass as density into volume and acceleration as velocity divided by time. Now further I can write this as now density into, now I combine volume with time. So volume by time, that is discharge, into velocity. Now further this is equal to density into, now discharge I can write as area into velocity. So multiplied by velocity. Okay, so this is equal to density into area into velocity square. So if I write in term of symbols, so if I have a sphere element with the dimension L, so I can write it as density rho, area L square, and velocity V square. So this is my inertia force. The second force which acts in any physical phenomena is the pressure force. Now this pressure force, it is Fp equal to pressure. This is the pressure intensity multiplied by the area. Okay, so pressure intensity is P multiplied by A. So further I can write this as Fp equal to pressure intensity. Now area of this element is L square. Then the third force is the viscous force. Now this is the force due to viscosity of the fluid represented by Fp. Now this is the force due to viscosity of the fluid. Okay, so it is represented by Fb, not Fp, it is Fv. Okay, this is equal to shear stress multiplied by area. So shear stress we take from Newton's law of viscosity, mu du upon dy into area as A. Now further, if I have the element, square element, okay, and the velocity between two successive layers changes from 0 to capital V and distance changes from 0 to L. So I can write simply Fb as mu V upon L into area L square. Okay, so this formula comes out to be mu VL. Another force is the gravity force. Now this is the force due to gravitational pull of the earth and it is Fg. This is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Now further I can write mass as density into volume into G. So density is rho volume is L cube and into G. Another force is the surface tension force. Okay, this is the force due to surface tension effect. Okay, represented by Fs is equal to surface tension per unit length multiplied by the length of the element, or you can write it as sigma into L. So surface tension force is sigma into L. And the last force is the elastic force. Okay. Now this force exists when there is density variation due to pressure. When there is density variation due to application of pressure or pressure intensity. Okay. So this is one type of elastic compression. This is one type of elastic compression. So this force is represented by Fe, and this is equal to elastic stress multiplied by the area. So elastic stress I write as K multiplied by area L square. This is Fe. Okay. So these are the six forces which are acting on any physical phenomena. Okay. Now, at one time, it is not possible that all these six forces are present in the physical phenomena. So they are rarely present at one time. Okay, at a particular time, depending upon the situation, some forces out of these six are present in a physical phenomena. Okay, now also some forces may have more influence on a phenomena than the other. So that means some forces are dominating in a particular phenomena. So say for example, in case of laminar flow, in case of laminar flow, the viscous force is more dominant. Okay. In case of supersonic flows, the elastic force is more predominant. Okay. Now, in case of flow through a nozzle, in that case, the gravitational force is more predominant. Okay. So, depending upon the phenomena, out of these forces, some forces are more dominant as compared to the other forces. Okay. Now, depending upon these forces, if we combine, if we find the ratios of these forces, now we are able to find out the dimensionless numbers. Okay, we are able to find out the dimensionless numbers. So next is dimensionless numbers. Now, since the inertia force is always present in a fluid flow, so its ratio with each of the other force provides us a dimensionless number. Okay, so one force is the inertia force. The remaining one out of these six, so one is the inertia force. So remaining from the five forces we combine, we find the ratio one by one. So accordingly, we get five dimensionless numbers. So the first dimensionless number is Reynolds number. Okay, it is represented as Re, and it is defined as the ratio of the inertia force to the viscous force. So Re you can write as Fi divided by Fv. So you have formula for Fi as rho L square V square or Fv as mu Vl for square element. So I can write it as rho Lv upon mu or Lv upon kinematic viscosity nu. Okay. So for square element, the Reynolds number is rho Lv upon mu, or for a circular element, I can write Reynolds number as rho dV upon mu. Okay. Now the second dimensionless number is Froude number. Okay, represented as Fr. So it is defined as the square root of the ratio of the inertia force to the gravity force. So Fr I can write as equal to Fi divided by Fg under root. So this I can write as rho L square V square divided by the gravity force rho L square. It is rho L square G within under root. Okay, so this comes out to be V upon Lg under root. This is the Froude number. Okay, this is the Froude number. Now, other dimensionless number, number 3, that is the Euler number. So that is Eu, symbol is Eu, and it is defined as the square root of the ratio of the inertia force to the pressure force. So you can write Euler's number as Fi divided by Eu under root. So put the value of Fi and Eu. So rho L square V square. Eu is rho L square under root. So this comes out to be rho V square upon P. Sorry, this is P, not rho. It is PL square under root, or it is V upon P by rho under root. That is the Euler's number. Okay, so there is one coefficient, that is pressure coefficient. We write it as Cp, that is 2 times the pressure force divided by inertia force. And another parameter is pressure coefficient. This is pressure coefficient. Now another dimensionless number is Weber number. The symbol is We, and it is defined as the square root of the ratio of the inertia force to the surface tension force. So you can write We, that is inertia force divided by surface tension force under root. So I write it as rho L square V square upon sigma L under root. Okay, so this comes out to be rho L V square by sigma, or equal to V upon sigma divided by rho L under root. This is the Weber number. And the last number is the Mach number. Last dimensionless number is Mach number. The symbol is m, and it is defined as the square root of the ratio of the inertia force to the elastic force. So I can write Mach number equal to Fi upon Fe under root. So this is rho L square V square divided by K L square under root. Okay. So this comes out to be rho V square divided by K under root, or V upon K by rho under root. This is the Mach number. So these are some dimensionless numbers we have depending upon the ratios of dynamic forces. Okay. Now all these dimensionless numbers we can use in the model testing. We can use in the model testing. So that we discuss next.